Just as a little warning, I am not doing too well at all. I'm in a fucking stressed out, anxious state that I fucking hate. And I don't know what to do. I don't know. It's a lot and I'm not built up for that. Like, I just got a mail right before the second when I was about to film the video. I got a mail and it's most likely a scam since I did not subscribe to that service at all. But the insurance that I'm currently trying to quit, and I can't quit because I can't access my account because fuck, I had just a deja vu about it. Either I had a nightmare about it, which is most likely, or it happened before. I can't access it. I can't access the website. I'm gonna have to call them and they're probably gonna tell me that I can't quit by phone. I'm gonna have to quit on my internet account, which I can't access because when I ask them to redo my password because I don't remember it, they send me a renewal mail that they never send, and I know that calling them takes like an hour and a half on best days. That I know that company that I'm trying to quit because they were supposed to give me $150 in February, and every time I call them they tell me they have delay on it, but I'm spending $30 a month waiting for $100 check that I wasted money waiting because the $150 I paid them again since waiting for that. And now I want to quit now before I pay another $150. So I'm trying to quit them, and I know that they give my information to their partners, and I know they give them my bank information. So anyone that is partner to that fucking insurance could totally make me sign something just because I didn't say no. Like, I'm blocking their numbers. I'm not answering, so I didn't say no because I didn't answer, and I'm pretty sure they found a loophole in the law to make it look like since I didn't say no to that offer that is really very good and appealing, that I said yes and that I signed up the contract somehow, and that they have access to my bank account, and since I don't check my bank accounts all that often, they probably already withdrawn some money, and since I did not prevent them from just withdrawing that money because I wasn't aware of it, that it's like a tacit acceptation of it, and it's not, and I'm stuck, and I don't know what to do, and it's so stressful. It's awful, and I don't know what to do, and I got that mail, so it's most likely a scam, but it's a scam of, if you don't cancel it within the next 30 days, we're gonna make you pay $70 a month, and either I have to cancel and I have to call them to stop, or I should not answer it because the scam is to make you answer it and call and make you unsubscribe something you never subscribed, and that is the mistake that they're gonna use against you. And it is so awful that the world is so hostile against us, against people like me, against poor people. I don't know what to do, and it's so stressful. And the person that I am right now is different than the person that I was a year ago, and way before, and all of that time before. And the person I am right now is not a fighter. I don't think I will ever be a fighter, and I don't know if in 2-3 years the person that I will be then will be a fighter or not, but right now I really am not. I am not brave because I am tired of being brave, and I don't want to be that person anymore. I don't want to be the the person that is stubborn and that is going against everything all the time and fighting all the time because she's stubborn and because she's a fighter, because she's brave. I don't want to be brave anymore. I just don't want. I just give up. I want the world to be easy and soft and tender to me, and it's not. It's so hostile and mean and brutal, and I don't know what to do with it because I'm not a fighter, and I'm not going to fight against it. And I'm halfway through giving up, cancelling my insurance because I don't want to do it. It's so much work, it's so much fighting. I don't have it in me anymore. And I went to my doctor because I wanted to ask him to start the process toward an hysterectomy, and he straight up told me that no one is going to do that. No matter that it's my body, my choice, and that I don't want children and I want my uterus removed, they don't care. They don't care because it's borderline illegal to remove someone's perfectly working organ, apparently. And that is just insane. Because that is my body. And even if it's a voluntary mutilation, it's my choice. I'm the one who told the surgeon to do it. How can that be illegal if it's me asking for it? It is insane. It's like medically assisted suicide, but adapted to something that is not there. So I was very upset about it, obviously, and I told about it to my friend. We were like, what the fuck? And frankly, they all admitted that it's probably the same in their country, and that is even more depressing, and that was a lot emotionally. Thankfully, my very best friend that I love and that is awesome did some research for me, because like, I don't know what she managed to do that, but she's always there for me in those moments when I'm freaking out and when brain emotions get over it. She's like, I'm gonna do the research, you don't have to do it. I'm gonna research for you a surgeon that is going to remove your uterus. There's possibly a list somewhere of people who are willing to do that. There is a way to do it. People must have searched for it, and she did the research for me. And yeah, there are surgeons that were probably going to be willing to do it for me, but it's not going to be covered by health insurance, so I'm gonna have to save a lot of money for it, and I'm going to have, to start the process, and it's going to be a complicated process where I'm going to fight against a lot of things, a lot of institutions that are working against me having the bodily autonomy to remove an organ from me, which, by the way, no one at any point asked my consent to remove my thyroid, and they did it anyway. They operated me twice to remove my thyroid, and at no point did anyone ask me if I wanted it removed. So, by the way, that is a mutilation that was not consensual, and they did it anyway, those bastards. And I'm still upset about it, and yet, now that I want to remove my uterus, that I'm not gonna use. Because, like, the idea of a uterus is to be used in a pregnancy. Since I did not plan to use it in a pregnancy ever, my uterus is ultimately useless to me. It's just a pain in the ass, and it's an hindrance in my life, and I want it gone. And they have a lot of problems with removing my uterus, and they had no problem removing my thyroid, which I needed and I miss dearly. It's gonna be a lot of fighting and a lot of complicated process, and it's gonna be very heavy emotionally. I'm not ready to do it right now. Yes, I wish I could just go to a surgeon, ask them to fix me, and call it a day. and it's just not going to happen. And I can fight. I am not a fighter, and I can do that. I am not in the mental space to do that right now. Not for a few years at best, and I don't know who I'm gonna be in a few years. I don't know if I'm going to be less or more able to fight by then, and chances are it's gonna be worse than now. And I'm supposed to start making plans right now to plan a battle, a fight that is going to take me fucking years, and I don't have that kind of emotional energy at all. I'm barely able to do the stuff that just are supposed to only be a few days work, and they still feel like bloody mountains, and I don't manage them. Today I wanted to go do the chalk art because it's the first day of 5 good days without rain. It's going to rain on Tuesday, and like it was the best span of rainless time that I had on hand, because for one reason or another this place decided to rain all the time. So it was today the right day to do it, and everything went wrong, and I was so stressed. I took half of the Xanax because I was already all worked up when I was still there. I still grabbed everything. I took my car, I parked it, I was ready to pay to park it and for the day. And then that didn't work out because I realized that I forgot my camera. And right before leaving, by the way, my favorite shoes broke, so I had to come back inside and change shoes. So as I'm superstitious as fuck, I took that as a bad sign. Considering I also forgot my camera and had to go back and get it, I was like, that's not going to happen. And today was spent mostly recovering from that anxiety attack, and even with the weighted blanket, it didn't work out. I'm still on edge and I'm still feeling like freaking shit. And all I managed to do was, I wanted to make macarons, and instead I just had the energy for a little bit of meringues and a little bit of tidying up and doing the dishes, because tomorrow I have 2 friends that come over for snack time, and I've seen both their house. They are beautiful and they're always clean and tidied on everything, and I wanted my place to be, a little more tidy and clean and pretty, since it really is. And I did a half-assed job. It looked like I lived there, which is a good thing, I think. But yeah, it's not perfect, but I still do the dishes and it looks half proper. It's fine. God, I'm so stressed. I'm so on edge, and emotionally I'm a fucking mess. It's awful. I feel awful, and I messed up. I rested yesterday because I was like, I'm gonna need all of my energy tomorrow because I'm going to do the chalk, and then I'm going to spend the afternoon with my friends, and then I'm going to work on the car practically non-stop after that. And that's not what happened, because I fucked up, and because I was too sick to do it. I took a full Xanax, which usually just puts me off the roof, and it did nothing. I'm still as stressed and anxious as I was then. Now, it's awful. I feel awful. Being mentally ill sucks so much. And now it's 2 a.m. and I feel worse than ever, and I accomplished nothing, and I wasted all that time, all that precious time that I don't have. I feel so bad. I feel so awful. It's awful. Oh look, a bug bite. Great. So, I see the start of the week wasn't too bad. I went to the thrift store that was in one other city and was freaking awesome. It was huge, it was fucking mess, it was great. It was like a huge pile of junk, and I love piles of junk. My friend called me a raccoon, and I think it's accurate. I love thrift stores that have a big pile of junk because I like digging up treasures inside the junk, and it was great. And the dishware section was freaking amazing. This was like heaven for me. It was great. And I also did the dishes and started cleaning. My place was really dirty, so it took a bit of work to clean everything, and it took more than a day to do that. But it was the first part of cleaning. On Sunday it was more of a chill day, so I did some cream cheese frosting out of the cream cheese that I made out of expired yogurt, and despite everything that I just said, it was the best thing that I've ever made myself in my life, so I'm definitely happy about that. And also I went out to pick blueberries and blackberries because they grow up on thorns, and there are a lot of thorns everywhere around me that grow up where nobody just thought of digging them up, which is great. And apparently a lot of it is intertwined with savage wild grapevines, which is great. I think come September or October I'm gonna pick up a lot of those grapes and make some jelly out of it. And I picked up some blackberries, not enough to make jam, but it's encouraging. It's proof that I can pick some. So I'm probably going to go back a few times within the next month to pick up what I can, and whenever I'm finished I should have like a little pot of jam, blackberry jam, like I used to do when I was little. It's a good memory and I'm trying to bring it back. I need it a little. I'm gonna pass halfway through the Winnie scarf, so that's fun. And I photographed my Gottlieb t-shirts, and I just didn't post those pictures yet because I was focused on creating the content, and then editing and posting was for later. And I still did not edit and post the confetti jar videos, which sucks because they're pretty good and I want them. And I wanted them before the end of August, which we're gonna do that, we can. The next day I went to the doctor, and that did not go well. And I did some grocery shopping, and I went to dry the laundry that I did the day before. And I planned for September bullet journal, and I think this time I'm not just gonna film the skeleton, because all of that I'm very excited about. It's a theme that is very close to my heart, and the drawings are pretty simple, so they should be easy enough to do. So I'm excited for September. So yeah, I'm actually super excited for September, and I thought of doing it yesterday because I also wanted to do the gargoyle yesterday because I want that wall to be finished so I can build my wardrobe and, you know, move on with my life. But I couldn't because I have a mental block over that fucking gargoyle, so I wanted to film yesterday and didn't find the energy for it. And since I didn't do the chalk art today, I was like, well, at least you can do September, and I didn't do it because I was still anxious and it didn't go down. On Tuesday, I finished the cleaning mostly. It's dirty again, which sucks because I have people coming tomorrow. I did not do any archery today, which I feel really bad about. On Wednesday, I did something exciting. I went to the other thrift store to the other city in my department, in my county. And so now I have seen all of the thrift store in my county, and that was fun. That was stressful in its own because the Google Maps was bent on making me pass, making me take the trip that goes through the interstate, but that's the interstate, the most expensive of all Europe, that section, and I want to take it if I don't have to. So I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. So I kept trying to push it to take me on a road that did not take the interstate, and it kept pushing back to an itinerary with that interstate in it, which means that instead of just taking the straight road that is taking me from here to the place, like it's literally a straight road for 45 minutes, it took me 1 hour and a half, and it went through all of the little piece of shit country roads that you can imagine. I stopped every 200 meters and I switched, and it made me switch 4 times just to make me go through the same road again. It was a mess, and all of that just to arrive 1 hour and 30 minutes late. It was so awful. But I went there and I had good deals. Like, what about usually at my normal thrift store it would have cost me like 30-40 bucks, and I ended up only paying 12, so that's really positive. But I didn't like the place, to be honest. Even if it was cheapest, it looked more expensive because it looks all proper and clean and all tidied up, and it made me feel like it was for rich people. And it stresses me much more, and I didn't like it. Just not welcoming, and that's when my friend told me I was a fucking raccoon, and she was right. I don't like the talking, but I am a raccoon. But yeah, that's a little irrational, but I was also tired because of the road and frustrated because of the road and was fucking hungry. So I was not in a great mood when I saw there, and so yeah. Maybe I'll go there one day, but not today. Just not for a few months at least. And I did some gardening too. I cleaned up every weed that was around, so it's finally looking more proper and clean. I cannot yet take all of the weeds back to the thrift store because tomorrow I'm going to the normal thrift store with my friends. I'm not the one driving, so I'm not taking my car, so I cannot just carry that pile of weeds to the thrift store like I do usually. So it's sitting outside and I like it, but that's fate. And I did the dishes again, and I did it again today. Like, that dishes situation is getting out of hand. And I wrapped in balls some yarn that I bought for Oogie Boogie, and it's bright green and fluffy, and it's great. It's gonna be super uncomfortable because it's really like plastic, so I don't know about that. We'll see when I actually wear it. Again, yesterday I spent some time sleeping, and the only really good thing that I did yesterday was spend some time sketching off motifs and things that I'm gonna use for my mandala art on my car. So that is done. I didn't watch while watching a series of disastrous events because that's still a badass movie that is very faithful to the books, not necessarily in plot but in spirit and in aesthetic. So I love it. And I was very happy to rewatch it. I couldn't download it, so I actually had to buy the DVD, but it's okay. Today I went to do the chalk. I came back. I sat there under my weighted blanket for a couple hours reading fanfiction that I already know, and it wasn't very unfulfilling. It was very stressful more than anything. I finally shook my ass enough to do the meringues, clean up, put it all, and then there was a live stream, so I couldn't film the vlog for an hour because I was watching the live stream. Oh, I did go wash the car, so I do have enough, coins to wash it a second time, which is going to be good because once I send it, I think I'm gonna wash it a second time, just to make sure I'm really starting out with a perfectly clean base that is made for it. So I cleaned it. Next step, I'm trying to do tomorrow. I'm going to sand it down and rewashed it, and Sunday I'm not going to paint it. Sunday I'm going to hopefully do the chalk art, and when I come back maybe I'm gonna paint it the base coat of yellow and brown, and we'll see about that. So yeah, next week I have to do the car, I have to do chalk art, I have to really work on that gargoyle because I want that wall done by the end of August. I need to post and edit everything, edit and post everything that I created so far, all of the shorts and pictures. It would be nice to do some archery, to film September, and the rest is less important. It would be nice to write because it's already September and I have like 3 of my advent stories. It's gonna suck. But yeah, that's a lot of things to do in so little time, so we'll see what I manage to do. But for now, I think I'm gonna shower after I edit the video because it's longer than 20 minutes, so I have to actually edit. And I don't want to do this. Not at 2:30 in the morning when I have so many things to do tomorrow and I have to wake up for them. I have to edit that, post it, shower, and then go to bed. By the way, I was experiencing so much cervical pain that I folded and ditched my usual pillow situation, and first I used one of my green ones so it was thicker to just help my neck. It helped a little, so I think it's good to know. And also about it was while I was waiting for the other pillow to arrive, and it's a pillow, that is made for it, that is, shaped with a ball so it could put there. And the only problem with that thing is that it's in memory foam, and I hate memory foam more than a Queen of England, which says a lot. I don't see the point of memory foam to it. It's just, it collapses under you completely, so whatever support you were supposed to having does not exist because it's collapsed under you. And then it stays there, even if you move, that bitch stays there. So you're supposed to get more support from it, but that bitch collapsed and stayed flat. And it sounds awful and it feels awful and I hate memory foam. But I also woke up with a lot less pain in my neck those past few days, so I'm gonna suffer for the memory foam for a while, but I think I'm gonna go back to the green ones because the green ones I don't actively eat all that much. So for now my bed is like a huge pile of pillows while I'm waiting for the one that it's going to make it work. It's awful. I hate it so much. But I don't have no choice, and yeah, that's the truth. Hopefully I'll feel better with time. We'll see. Right now I just want the world to be nice to me, and it never is. It gets worse every single day. I'm so tired. I'm so fucking tired. I am not a fighter. I don't want to fight all the time like I do. I just don't want to. I have so many battles and I just can't do it. Life really sucks. Really sucks. Anyway, I have a lot to do. It's late. Bye bye. See you next week if I'm still alive.